We
Too much.
operate very similar to other counties.
Yeah, this is the first that I've heard since we've been speaking with the CVSOs in regards to any sort of transportation program. This is the first that I've heard of that. Tell us a little bit more about that.
Okay, well, for transportation, we do the DAV vans that you probably hear about affiliated with the VA. There is one that starts out at the Appleton Clinic and goes down to Milwaukee every day, right along Highway Interstate 41, or any other facilities, or if they can't get on that transport through the DAV van. So now we operate with one SUV and one minivan. And hopefully next year we'll be able to replace the SUV with a minivan. It's right now it's an issue of funding because we've never used county dollars to purchase these vehicles. The money's been donated and then the county purchases the vehicles out of those donated funds. And then from there, we pick up the cost. I budget for fuel and maintenance upkeep of those vehicles. We do provide a small stipend to our volunteer drivers for the runs to cover meals while they're gone, things like that. But they are volunteers. We have two vehicles, and on any given day, we could be going to either the two hospitals, Madison or Milwaukee VA hospitals, or any of the outpatient clinics affiliated with those. So we also go to Beaver Dam, the Madison West Clinic. We go to Appleton, Cleveland, and Green Bay. And we only go to VA facilities. I know there's, the Mission Act expanded the care in the community so that for someone who couldn't make it to a VA facility could go more local. We cannot accommodate that at this time, not with only two vehicles, going to 6 locations, volunteer drivers. We're scheduling 3 to 4 weeks out at this point for our rides. And that's even with COVID and COVID restrictions. Before that, we were transporting over between 300 and 400 vets a year to VA appointments. So our vehicles were on the road consistently on a daily basis. They still are now, but now that we're opening up a little bit more, and now that the VA is opening up to in-person appointments, we're getting a little busier again.
I would say, how many veterans do you service in your county, do you think?
I mean, just for transportation?
Oh, no, just in general. I mean, just in
So
general.
we have, VA says we have about 6,700 vets in our county, but we have figured out that that's only those who are enrolled in VA, in some sort of VA benefit or service, or self-report to the VA. We estimate we actually have about 8,000 veterans if you include those who have never applied for any service whatsoever to the VA. Out of that, we probably, whether it's by phone, in person, email, or snail mail, we touch probably about 1,500 to 1,700 every year. So it's we see quite a few. We still do a lot of whatever we can via phone, but or email. But we have been open to in-person appointments since the middle of July, even with COVID restrictions. We have almost ballistic grade plexiglass separating us at our desks. And, so we've been fortunate that we've been able to open up a little bit more than maybe some counties. I know there's some counties that are still locked down, and where the Veteran Service Office is still working remotely. We have never worked remotely in our office throughout this entire thing. All three of us in the office have been here. It's nice. We are, the only real change is that we go by appointment only now. We do not handle walk-ins. And I think for the most part, our veterans are getting that message. I have a 20-minute radio spot every month on one of our radio stations. So I disseminate a lot of information that way. We post, although it's been kind of quiet lately, we do use our department Facebook page to disseminate information. And then, with meeting with the veteran service organizations as well. So getting that word out. We do occasionally get someone who just, rings the doorbell and wants to come in. And if one of us is available, if we have the availability, we'll handle that. But for the most part, if someone wants to do a claim, we're going to have them schedule an appointment.
You touched on it a little bit, but is there any other like local veteran organizations you guys work with in the county?
We have one nonprofit in the area called Salute the Troops. They've been around for about 8 years now. They do have an executive director who's part-time, but Salute the Troops has been around to provide some emergency assistance when, in a lot of cases, if we've been tapped out, if a veteran maxes out what they can receive from our Veteran Service Commission. We do have good working relationship with Salute the Troops. We also work with Advocap, which provides a bundle of services from helping people get to work, helping unemployed, helping homeless, providing other services related to work, like if they need an auto repair, things like that. We also work with St. Vincent de Paul and Salvation Army. One thing that we also have is, I'm sure you're probably familiar with Center for Veterans Issues, home-based out of Milwaukee. We lease 3 of my offices in our building to them for a new position called a healthcare navigator. So we have them. Any homeless assistance needs, we're referring to the Green Bay office right now. And then so we hand off with a referral to them and they handle any homelessness issues. My budget for commission primarily goes to utilities, medical, food, gas. It's a little limited. I believe our budget this year for emergency assistance is $10,000. $2,000 of that is earmarked for rent assistance. The other $8,000 is for everything else. But we do supply that. St. Vincent's has been really good to us. Salvation Army has been really good. Salute the Troops has been good with us, and Advocate. There aren't really, other than the standard veteran service organizations, there's not any veteran specific. One of our larger employers, Mercury Marine, has a veteran group within their employee staff called the Mercury Marine Military Veterans Network. And they were actually key in helping us get that the last minivan for transportation for us. So we occasionally work with them. If they have outreaches within their ranks, we meet with them and provide any outreach we can for them. So,
in your area, what would you say is like the biggest era of veterans you guys help out?
Right now, the biggest era that we've been assisting with has been a mix between Vietnam and the more recent vets, probably the ones who have discharged within the last 5 years or so. But I would say the biggest one probably would be our Vietnam veterans.
Okay. And the last question I got for you, what's the best way for a veteran to get in contact with your office?
Well, right now, the best way is to call us. So phone is the easiest. We have 3 phone numbers. The main line in is 920-929-3117. And that goes to Rachel's desk. She's my senior benefits specialist. And then there's 920-929-3157. That goes to Nicole. And then the last number is my direct line, which is 920-929-3120. I do encourage people not to exclusively ask for me because, I'm not going to be the only one in the office that does everything. And they're full, Rachel and Nicole are fully qualified. So I have a very highly trained staff. I encourage our vets and our eligible dependents to use all of us when they can, not just me. Yeah, easiest way is to just give us a call. They could email us at veterans@fdlco.wi.gov if they would rather send us an email. And that email address comes to all of our email boxes. So they could get a response from just about anybody in our office if they email that. But walking in is not going to get them in our doors. It does have to be by appointment at this time. And we may not go back to walk-ins in the future just because we have found that getting that phone call ahead of time, we can actually prepare better for what they're coming in for. And sometimes we can turn an hour appointment into 5 minutes, just walking them through all the forms that have been prepared already and getting their signature, and then they can get back to living life as to however they want to.
It's good to know. Thank you so much, Rick. You definitely gave us a big wealth of information.
No problem. I have been, in fact, Brian Michael from your organization has been a key part in a grant, a suicide prevention grant that our county we're actually finishing up on our third year of the grant from medical college. And that's, so I've been very involved with suicide prevention, doing a few QPR sessions. In fact, I've got another one coming up to present to some new employees in our building. So I've been involved with that grant. I'm on a number of committees related to suicide prevention or release active planning for veterans who are in jail and in the planning process of being released. So we're, anything else I can, any other questions I can answer?
I think we covered just about everything. Definitely covered quite a bit. Victor, is there anything else you can think of?
I was saying you were a wealth of information, and thank you for your time.
Oh, you're welcome.
Have a great day.
You too. Take care.
Bye-bye.